Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today, we're taking a journey, getting right into a country that's it's so much more than just its capital city.
Right.
We're talking about England. It's this place of, incredible contrast, a real
hmm
tapestry of ancient history, modern culture, and just stunning natural beauty.
Right.
Like rolling green hills,
Mm.
historic castles that feel like they're whispering stories, cities with these really unique vibes, and then these sort of hidden spots just waiting to be found.
It really is a remarkable place, and for this deep dive, our mission, it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
We want to give you a kind of shortcut to being really well informed about exploring England.
Yeah.
We've gathered a whole stack of sources, historical stuff, modern travel insights, you name it. And we're pulling out the most fascinating bits, the practical stuff too.
Okay.
The goal is basically to offer you a clear, hopefully engaging, and maybe even surprising look at the heart of England.
Okay, let's get into it then. Starting with the cities and the history. What really struck me from the research was how different each city feels. From tiny towns to massive London, they each seem to have their own personality.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what's so interesting, how distinct those identities are. They're not just buildings.
Mhm.
They tell these different parts of England's story.
Right.
So take Bath, down south, often called one of England's best cities, and just packed with history. You've got the Roman baths, obviously super famous,
Hmm.
but then there's the Abbey, which is magnificent, and the circus, which, is an acrobats.
Well, right. It's that amazing circle of Georgian houses.
Exactly. Beautiful architecture, shows off that whole crescent design thing they do there. And for something really unique, there's the Thermae Bath Spa. It's actually Britain's only natural thermal spa.
Wow. Okay. So from that kind of Georgian elegance, and then we've got Norwich. You said it's maybe a bit overlooked.
Yeah, surprisingly so, according to our sources. But it's got this growing food scene, some really top chefs, and apparently like iconic fish and chip places that are meant to be amazing.
Oh, nice.
And beyond the food, you've got Norwich Cathedral, this charming little street called Elm Hill, and the castle, too. It sounds like a city that really, rewards a bit of exploring.
Okay. And then heading east, there's Cambridge. Different vibe again, right?
Yeah.
More academic.
Totally. Really beautiful city, right on the River Cam, famous worldwide for the university. Punting on the river is like the thing to do.
Uh-huh.
You get these amazing views of the colleges from the water and King's College Chapel.
Mm.
Just, wow. Breathtaking. Oh, and for a great view over the city, climbing Great St. Mary's Church Tower is recommended. You can see everything.
Sounds incredible. And then London. It's unavoidable, isn't it? Not just a top English city, but a global giant.
Oh, sure.
Obviously, you've got the big hitters, British Museum, London Eye, Buckingham Palace. But our research also pointed towards experiencing it beyond those main sites.
Yes, exactly. I mean, sure, do the epic shopping in Covent Garden, see the landmarks, but also dive into neighborhoods like Shoreditch for a night out.
Right.
Or hunt down those cool independent coffee shops.
Right.
Or check out the proper foodie scene in places like Peckham. London just has layers and layers to uncover. You could spend weeks there.
So true. And speaking of layers, Bristol. Maybe not the first place people think of, but easy to get to from Bath, you said.
Yeah, really accessible, and it has this really strong, modern, artistic identity. It's kind of synonymous with Banksy, right?
Oh, yeah, the street art.
You can actually spot his work around the city.
Mhm.
It gives it this unique urban feel. And then you've got the Clifton Suspension Bridge, an engineering marvel, and the harborside area is really vibrant. It mixes its maritime past with this edgy, creative present.
Okay, shifting down to the south coast now. Brighton. Sound like it gives London a run for its money in terms of personality.
That's what the sources suggest. It's known for those ancient narrow lanes.
Mm.
The lanes, they call them, just full of quirky shops and bars.
Mhm.
And then the Royal Pavilion, which is this incredibly exotic palace. And the pier, of course.
Yeah.
And you have to get a 99 ice cream there.
The one with the chocolate flake? Classic.
The absolute classic. Plus, Brighton's got this really lively nightlife, lots of live music. It definitely sounds like a place with a bit of flair, but eccentricity.
Okay, let's head north now. Durham. Sounds picturesque and best seen by train.
Yeah, apparently the train journey in is gorgeous as it sort of reveals itself in the landscape. Once you're there, it's all about the incredible Romanesque cathedral, these lovely cobbled lanes, the ancient university.
Sounds very historic.
It really does, like stepping back in time almost. The history feels really tangible there.
And heading west from there, Liverpool, Beatles, obviously.
Right.
But more to it than that.
Oh, much more.
Yeah.
The research highlights it has one of the highest numbers of galleries and museums outside London.
Wow.
Yeah. And still a really active music scene beyond the Fab Four. Plus, the two massive football clubs that are just part of the city's identity.
Yeah.
Taking the Mersey ferry across the river is iconic, and visiting the Albert Dock area with all the converted warehouses is a must.
Makes sense. And just nearby is Manchester, heart of the Industrial Revolution, right? The worker bee symbol.
That's the one. It's really transformed itself into this major cultural hub now.
Hmm.
You've got the John Rylands Library, which is just this stunning Gothic building.
I've seen pictures. It looks amazing.
It really is. And the Manchester Museum actually has a T-Rex skeleton.
No way.
Yeah, so it blends that gritty industrial past with a really vibrant, kind of famously warm and welcoming northern vibe today.
And then York, you mentioned sources say it never gets old. High praise.
It sounds like it deserves it. You can walk the ancient city center. Apparently the 14th century walls are incredibly well preserved, lots of little boutiques.
Mm-hmm.
And York Minster,
Hmm.
it's the largest Gothic building in Britain. Just huge and awe-inspiring. Plus, you can explore its Viking past, the Jorvik Center. It really feels like history comes alive.
That's a fantastic tour of the cities, such variety. But England's not just cities, is it? It's an island nation. So
Yeah.
coasts and hidden gems.
Exactly. Beyond the buzz of the cities, there's this whole other side. The coastline is massive, obviously, so you get everything from dramatic cliffs to these tiny, charming fishing villages.
So where should we start? Margate in Kent. Sounds interesting. Old school kitsch meets East London cool.
Yeah, that's a good description from the source material. It's got the classic golden sands, the seaside arcades.
Right, the traditional stuff.
But then it's also got this really buzzing modern art scene thanks to the Turner Contemporary Gallery.
Yeah.
Apparently quite a vibrant LGBTQ plus scene too. So it's this kind of cool mix of nostalgia and modern energy.
Okay. And then up in Yorkshire, Whitby. Sounds quite different, more traditional Gothic.
Definitely Gothic. It's a traditional fishing town, but it's famously overlooked by this atmospheric clifftop graveyard and Whitby Abbey ruins.
Ah, the Dracula connection.
That's the one. Bram Stoker was inspired by it. It's also known for Whitby Jet, that black gemstone that was popular in Victorian times.
Right, I've heard of that.
And for fish and chips, the Magpie Cafe is supposedly legendary.
Good tip. Okay, down south again, Cornwall. Falmouth. Sounds like a blend of university town and seaside charm.
Yeah, exactly. It's described as cosmopolitan. It's got lovely blue flag beaches, but also that distinct Cornish character. Known for hip bars, lots of independent shops along this really characterful old high street, good restaurants, and an award-winning art gallery.
Sounds like a great mix.
It seems to blend that student buzz with a traditional seaside feel quite well.
And then over in Merseyside, Crosby, known for sculptures on the beach.
That's right, huge sandy beach. But the main draw is Anthony Gormley's installation, Another Place. It's 100 life-sized cast iron figures spread out along the beach, facing the sea.
Wow.
Yeah, they get revealed and covered by the tide. It's meant to be quite thought-provoking, even a little eerie sometimes.
I can imagine. So beyond these coastal spots, what about those real hidden gems the research mentioned? Places tourists might miss.
Right, so there are these fantastic living history museums. They offer a really authentic dive into the past.
Not just dusty exhibits, then.
Not at all. Think places like Beamish in County Durham, or the Black Country Living Museum near Dudley, or Bliss Hill Victorian Town. They're incredibly immersive.
How so?
Well, they often have things like working coal-fired chip shops using old recipes, old-fashioned sweet shops where you can buy boiled sweets, proper old school rooms.
Yeah.
You literally step back in time and interact with costumed interpreters. It's really well done.
That sounds brilliant. Any other unique spots? You mentioned a folly?
Ah, yes. The Forbidden Corner in North Yorkshire, described as weird and wonderful. A folly is basically this eccentric, ornamental building, often built just for fun or effect.
Cool.
And this one sounds particularly strange. It's like a maze of tunnels, weird chambers, statues that spray water at you.
Huh.
Just full of surprises. Definitely quirky.
Huh. Sounds intriguing. And what about whole regions that are maybe overlooked?
Well, Northumberland came up strongly, described simply as spectacular. Apparently, it has the most castles of any county in England.
Really? More than Kent?
Seems so. Plus, the cleanest rivers, the darkest night skies, great for stargazing, and it includes Lindisfarne, that tidal island with a monastery, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Sounds like a fantastic escape for nature and history lovers.
Wow. Definitely sounds worth exploring. Okay, after the rugged coast and hidden corners, let's shift focus to something maybe more stereotypically English, but beautiful. Rose gardens.
Ah, yes, the English rose. It's more than just a flower, isn't it? It's just so tied up with English identity, beauty, love.
Symbolism too, right? Royal families, literature.
Exactly. Shakespeare, Lewis Carroll, and Bronte, they all drew inspiration. And a lot of the modern love for the English rose, particularly in gardens, comes down to one man, David Austin.
Right. The rose breeder. What was so special about his work?
Well, starting back in the 1960s, he basically pioneered this new type of English rose. He managed to combine the amazing fragrance and the beautiful, often multi-petaled form of the old traditional roses
Okay.
with the ability of modern roses to flower repeatedly throughout the summer and their wider range of colors. It was a real breakthrough,
So you got the best of both worlds.
pretty much. That classic charm and scent, but with better performance in the garden. His first big success was Constance Spry back in '61, and then later roses like Graham Thomas's and Mary Rose became world famous. He really defined that English rose look and feel.
So if we want to see these beauties in person, where should we go? Any standout gardens?
Oh, plenty. Anglesey Abbey in Cambridgeshire has a huge collection, apparently flowering right through from June to October. It's set in the grounds of a lovely old Jacobean manor house.
Nice setting.
Or up in Northumberland, Alnwick Castle,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the Harry Potter castle.
Ah, yes.
Well, it's also home to the Alnwick Rose, one of David Austin's own creations.
Mm-hmm.
And their rose garden is massive, something like 3,000 roses, 300 different varieties, one of the biggest in the world.
Wow, 3,000. Okay. Any others known for specific types?
Definitely. Modesfont Abbey down in Hampshire holds the national collection of pre-1900 shrub roses. So we're talking really old varieties, over 400 of them. Best seen in June when they're all out. It's like a living library of rose history.
A living library. I like that.
And Cotton Court in Warwickshire is apparently considered one of the best rose gardens anywhere, globally. It even won a big award from the World Federation of Rose Societies.
Impressive. And what about the scents? Are some known for being particularly fragrant?
Oh, absolutely. Scent was key for David Austin. His Gertrude Jekyll rose, that deep pink one, is famous for its classic old rose fragrance.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get others with really interesting fruity notes like Abraham Darby or Jubilee Celebration apparently smells fruity with hints of raspberry and lemon.
Raspberry and lemon in a rose.
Apparently so. And some, like his first one, Constance Spry, have this unusual myrrh scent. It's a whole world of fragrance to explore.
It really is. And I suppose people can grow these themselves.
For sure. There are different types: shrub roses, climbers for walls or pergolas, hedging roses. Knowing a bit about what type suits your space and some basic care tips can really help you get loads of flowers. It's a lovely way to bring that color and fragrance into your own garden. Little piece of England, maybe.
Definitely. Okay, so we've covered cities, coasts, hidden gems, gardens. Now let's put it all together. The ultimate English road trip.
The Grand Tour. Yes, this sounds like a fantastic way to see a lot of England's highlights. It's ambitious, maybe a 2-week trip, and you need to be prepared for driving times that might be longer than you're used to, depending where you're from.
Right, England's bigger than it looks on a map sometimes.
Exactly. But the suggested routes are designed to break up the longer journeys so that you really soak in the different regions.
Okay, so where does this epic trip start? London.
Makes sense. Days 1 and 2 in London. Fly into Heathrow. It's the biggest airport, loads of connections. And you really don't need a car in London.
No, the tube is great. Oyster card is the way to go.
Definitely. So use those first couple of days to explore the landmarks, maybe a museum, check out a park like Regent's or Hyde Park. Get your bearings before you hit the road.
Okay, then day 3, pick up the car.
Yep, pick up your rental in London. Then it's about a 2.5-hour drive out to the Cotswolds.
Ah, the picture postcard villages.
Exactly. Those honey-colored stone villages like Bourton-on-the-Water, Castlecombe. It really does feel like a storybook. Spend some time exploring there, maybe overnight. Then it's only about a 30-minute drive from the Cotswolds over to Bath for day 4.
Okay, so Cotswolds charm, then Roman history, and Georgian architecture in Bath. Nice contrast. What's next? Cornwall.
Yes, days 5 to 7. This is a longer driving day from Bath, maybe 3.5 hours or so down to Cornwall. But the sources say it's definitely worth taking the time.
Because the coast is so dramatic.
Exactly. Aim for somewhere like Newquay, which is known as the UK's surf capital. For there you can explore places like St. Ives, Tintagel Castle with all its legends, Land's End.
St. Michael's Mount, too, the tidal island.
Oh, absolutely. Walk across at low tide, get the boat back at high tide. It's brilliant. And the coastal walks are amazing. Oh, and you must try a proper Cornish pasty.
Duly noted, but watch out for seagulls, right?
Yes, they are masters of pasty theft down there. Be warned.
Okay, after Cornwall, where to? Shakespeare country.
Good guess. Day 8 involves breaking up the journey north with about a 3.5-hour drive to Stratford-upon-Avon.
Right, immerse ourselves in Shakespeare, his birthplace, Anne Hathaway's cottage.
Exactly. Wander around, see the half-timbered buildings. It's a really nice historical stop.
Then heading further north, the Peak District.
That's the plan for days 9 and 10. It's about a 2-hour drive from Stratford.
Yeah.
This is the UK's oldest national park, dramatic hills, moorland. Very different from the Cotswolds.
Right, what are the highlights there?
You could hike up Mamtor for amazing views, visit the village of Castleton, which is nestled below it, and drive through Winnet's Pass, this really dramatic limestone gorge. Feels a bit Lord of the Ringsy.
Ooh, intriguing.
Though the itinerary notes you could skip the Peak District if you're tight on time and head straight for the Lake District.
Ah, the Lake District, days 11 to 13. That sounds like a must-do.
Absolutely a highlight for many. Just stunning landscapes, the fells, the lakes. It attracts millions of visitors.
Wordsworth and Beatrix Potter territory. Right?
That's right. You can visit Wordsworth's Dove Cottage in Grasmere and Beatrix Potter's house near Ambleside. Explore lakes like Windermere, which is England's largest, or Buttermere, Rydal Water. Climbing Orst Head gives great views over Windermere.
Any scenic drives recommended?
Yes, Kirkstone Pass is the highest road in the lakes. Great views. Hard Knot Pass is meant to be incredible, but very challenging, narrow, steep, hairpin bends. For confident drivers only.
Good to know. And villages to explore.
Grasmere is lovely. Wordsworth called it the loveliest spot that man have ever found. You have to try the Grasmere gingerbread there. Hawkshead and Ambleside are also very popular. And if you're feeling energetic, you could tackle Scafell Pike, England's highest mountain.
Maybe stick to the gingerbread. Okay, final day, day 14. Where does the road lead?
Through the Yorkshire Dales, known as God's own country. Think lush green valleys, rolling hills, dry stone walls.
Very different again.
Yes. See places like Malham Cove, this huge natural limestone cliff, or the Ribblehead Viaduct. An amazing piece of Victorian engineering. Drive scenic routes like Kettlewell to Coverdale. Visit villages like Hawes or Grassington.
And I suppose you have to try Yorkshire pudding while you're there.
It would be rude not to. A proper Sunday roast essential.
Absolutely. So after the Dales, it's time to head home. What are the departure options?
You've got a few choices. Leeds Bradford Airport isn't too far, maybe a 2-hour drive from parts of the Dales. Manchester Airport is about 2.5 hours. Or you could face the longer drive, over 5 hours, back down to London Heathrow.
Okay, and the key is arranging the car rental return at the airport you choose.
Crucial point, yes. Don't forget that. And in terms of timing the trip, May to September generally has the best weather, but July and August are busiest.
So maybe aim for the shoulder seasons. April, May for spring, or September, October?
That could be ideal, yeah.
Huh?
Quieter, still potentially decent weather, but honestly, just pack layers and waterproofs whenever you go. It is England.
Wise advice.
Okay.
And that brings our deep dive into England to a close for today, doesn't it?
I think it does. We've covered a lot of ground, from those energetic cities and their deep histories to the really symbolic beauty of the rose gardens.
Right, and the rugged charm of the coast, those hidden gems, and tying it all together with that epic road trip.
Hopefully we've managed to distill all that research into something useful for you, whether you're actually planning an adventure or just curious about England.
We really hope it's giving you some new insights, maybe spark some ideas.
So, as you've journeyed through England with us today, thinking about its ancient walls, its blooming gardens, those vast landscapes, maybe consider this. What new layer of discovery has sort of revealed itself to you? And how might that little spark of curiosity shape the next journey you take? Whether that's, actually across an ocean or maybe just down a hidden path in your own imagination.